Hey guys, I wanted to share a quick video before I get too far along on this and too much into the detail. And let's start with like the bookcase section. So I made these 13 and a half inches deep, and the way it would work now is it would just come out about 3 inches past your existing hearth, the floor hearth, based on my preliminary measurements, which right at this point is not really significant. But you can see how this would bed into the side of the brick. So that leads me to what I wanted to say about the brick. It looks like, we're going to leave some of it exposed. And these kind of like pillars that are on the side, I think that that would be a good way to transition from the surround that has to be, like I mentioned, the non-combustible material, which is obviously the brick. So maybe you have the brick here and then break it up with a panel of some sort here, and then the brick here, and then transition again to your millwork, your finished millwork. So this doesn't have a detail right now, but what I would do with like an inset panel like this is do a cool decorative molding and make this a little more classic, similar to some of the pictures that you guys had shared. Like this is all very classic. So there's a lot of detail in this. This one is a little more straightforward. But like as you get down into this, you can see like these are applied moldings with a little detail in them. There's some detail here, which I like. I think is going to probably fit your space a little bit better. So as I'm working on the sizing of what's going to be there, I guess I would say the same thing about this, about the mantle. Okay, I would do the same thing. I'm showing it only as a box now because getting molding details into this software is difficult. But we would make this decorative and give this some character and some detail, just like I was talking about doing on the recess of this panel here. So I would continue that up. You would occupy about the 5 inches that I have here, come out to the front of those brick pillars that you have on the side here. So this would be pretty close to flush. It would actually be set back a little bit. And then that would give us 14 inches from here, the top of the firebox opening, to where your combustible material would start. This is a 65-inch TV. This can be packed with a thermal barrier here to protect the display. And this is where we would remain compliant with those exclusion zone standards that I keep mentioning about having non-combustible material in proximity to the firebox opening. So the other thing I wanted to do here is if we do the 65-inch TV, let's align these panels like this, leave a large gap at the top on the bookcase and the top panelized section, and do a crown molding, decorative molding of some kind wrap around, and carry that all the way to your existing molding that is on the wall in the space now. Whether or not we're going to match that, that's something that we would talk about as we got a little bit further. But I like the idea of having this pronounced lateral opening here, or flat section here, in order to be a decorative, to have that decorative molding that's similar to a lot of the detail you see in what you guys had shared here. This really is going to help with the transition from the millwork to the brick. The other thing I wanted to mention is possibly painting this brick and then choosing a cool color stained wood or even another paint color for the new millwork. You know, what you have is and like this and this screams like old news, you know what I'm saying? Like really, really like kind of like grandpa's design in slash color scheme slash color palette, if you will, with, what's going on there. So painting the brick and then marrying it with a new millwork assembly